And so that's why I want to endorse Justin Everett for state treasurer. And hi, Dudley Brown here, and I'm here because I'm endorsing Justin Everett for state treasurer. Now, I've known Justin, since 1994, and we've worked on projects together, awful lot to do with the Second Amendment, but the reason I'm endorsing Justin here is because we need a state treasurer who understands finance, understands a very conservative fiscal view and approach to the state monies means, and Justin's one of those guys that doesn't just pretend, doesn't lone wolf it and act like he's a conservative. He votes that way all the time, and I hate to say nice things about politicians, but Justin's one of the few exceptions.
Well, thanks, Dudley. I do appreciate that. And look, I mean, the fight for liberty and freedom continues. It doesn't matter whether you're at the state level or the county level or all the way up at state treasurer. And if we don't have good people in all positions pushing an agenda that incorporates liberty and freedom and conservative values, then we've lost the battle. And so I think that when we look at the membership of Rocky Mountain gun owners is that, yeah, all elections matter from dog catcher on up to state treasurer, governor. So we need to get out the vote and we need to support our candidates.
Well, even one of the approaches that makes me interested in the state treasurer's race as well is that often it can be a stepping stone for bad people and good people. And I look at the seat saying you got to run statewide, you have to run a good race. And Justin, you've run in a competitive House seat and won that. In some very tough races, sometimes when you've had a primary and then had to come through into a general, much like Tim Neville, that takes some guts, takes some work. You can't just ride it out. Well, go golfing for the summer kind of thing.
Well, and everybody remembers the 2013 anti-gun bills, and so in the 2014 election, both the left amongst Republicans and definitely the far left that are anti-gunners came after me with reckless abandon. They spent a lot of money in my district to take me out in 2014, but we talked like a conservative, we walked the walk and talked the talk, and we ended up increasing our margin up from 52% to almost 55%. So look, if we talk about conservative values, if we talk about, true American pro-liberty values, people, it resonates with people, and I think you can't be afraid. You got to be bold, and those are the people that we want at all levels. And I do have a conservative voting record, arguably the most conservative voting record in the history of the Colorado legislature. And it's easy.
Wow, that's a bold claim.
I will actually make that claim, but here's the thing is that, you need to back it up, and you have to answer the call on every vote every time. I set the record for most no votes in this chamber. I think I was the first person in history to have more no votes than I had yes votes, because I read all the bills and I make sure they're up to constitutional muster, and they're just not. Most of what we do doesn't pass the smell test or the laugh test. But we need more conservatives. We need good people in all offices. And you're right. If you do elect people that aren't up to snuff, they keep on climbing that ladder. With state treasurer, really to solve the problems, fiscal problems of the state, whether it's Public Employee Retirement Association, there's going to be a lot of people hurt by the tough decisions we're going to have to make. So maybe a one term, but I've made those tough decisions for the last 6 years down here, and I'm going to make those tough decisions. I don't worry about my next election. I worry about doing the right thing.
Well, and Justin was down here for the 2013 gun bill battles, and he fought it out even when it was very difficult to do it. You spoke from the well down there for conservative values and for Rocky Mountain gun owners. I know you've worn our colors very proudly. Even when it didn't benefit you personally, you knew that was the right thing to do. And so as a state representative, that means a lot to me to hear a legislator stand up for us. And so that's why I want to endorse Justin Everett for state treasurer, and let's push another pro-gun conservative who carries himself into state treasurer's seat.